Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, it's Max Mura Tech Talk, back with another video. And we just got our announcement for the M2 MacBook Pros, the new M2 Mac Mini, and some other goodies today I wanted to talk about. And you might be wondering, well, why is there a MacBook Air in front of the camera? And that's kind of the topic of my video today, and I'll tell you why I picked this up. So this is the original M1 MacBook Air, original wedge shape, which some people still prefer to this day, and arguably what I consider to be the best value MacBook you can buy brand new, at least here in the United States. I know pricing is kind of odd depending on what country the Apple product's being sold in, but at least here in the States, United States, the MacBook Air, the M1 version, you can still find on sale regularly for $7.99. And for that, you get a 256 gigabyte solid state drive. And it's actually supposed to be the dual module, so it's supposed to be a little faster than the M2 with just the single module 256 drive. And this is actually split over 28 gigabyte modules versus just a single 256 gigabyte module. So I think that's where the primary difference lies. Now, what do you lose by staying with the older model? Well, you lose MagSafe. That's one thing. So you have to occupy a USB-C port if you're charging the device. That's the trade-off, the bigger one for me. What else do you lose out on? The webcam on this is still the older 720p camera instead of the new 1080p. Now, to be fair, going up from 720p to 1080, I've seen the difference in video. It is pretty nice, but honestly, with continuity, you can use your iPhone camera now as your webcam. I'd rather save the money, just get this, use my iPhone as the camera, be done with it. It's not going to work for everybody, but for me, it's just fine. Now, I will say, the reason I picked this up, not just because of value, it's $7.99. It's an inexpensive, double quotes. It's the least expensive MacBook you can buy right now at $7.99 on sale at Best Buy. And even some of the other retailers like B&H Photo will have it at this price. I've seen it at Adorama, Amazon. And I just think that if you are in the market for a MacBook and you're trying to consider, well, do I spend the $11.99 for the new MacBook Air? I honestly think you should save your money because the M1 is still a perfectly powerful CPU to get all your work done. If you're going to college and you love Apple products, perfect. This is it. Now, the only other better value in this space for just the computers, I would consider the new Mac Mini, because if you're a student and you're in the United States, I have to emphasize that. The new Mac Mini with the M2 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 256 gigabyte solid state drive is $499. That is huge. That is a big deal. That is going to, at that price, you're killing the budget PC market. It's just, that is a very, very good value for what you're getting. And for a laptop in Apple's realm, I believe this represents that as well. It's a great value. So let's go ahead and do the whole thing, the crinkle stuff, get all the ASMR out of the way. Okay, so we already know what this is. I'm not going to go and do the whole setup and everything. I just want to talk about it. For a long time, the MacBook Air is, and it still is, their best-selling laptop. The Mac Air, before they changed to this body style, back in the Intel days, I had one for years. It was my go-to for schoolwork. And I think for most people, this is the laptop to buy from them. Now, yeah, if you do want to splurge for the bigger screens, you kind of have to go for the MacBook Pros. There's no other option right now unless the reported, or the rumored rather, 15-inch MacBook Air comes out next year. Which, if that comes out, that might be my next computer after this. I don't know. But right now in the world of Apple, the only way to get a larger screen on a laptop is to go to the larger MacBook Pro. And the 16-inch MacBook Pro is not cheap. It's over $2,000 at the base. And that's buying it new. If you buy it used, you might be able to get a deal, but honestly, there's just not a lot of options for the bigger size. This is it, the 13-inch size, or the newer 13.2. I forget what the dimensions are in the new M2 MacBook Air, but this honestly just an open talk. And I just felt that at a $799 price point, it's just, to save $400 for me, it wasn't worth upgrading to the M2 just for the different body style and the upgraded camera and MagSafe. I'm okay with this. Now, some of you may go, well, I want the newest thing, and that's fine. That's your choice. But for me, this was it. And honestly, the only other thing I'm going to miss, I think, from the M2 MacBook Air is the fact that you get a slim profile, dual USB-C charger that's a little more compact than this is even. And it actually sits flush against the wall instead of sticking out like that. But in short, at $799, this is the best deal in MacBook lineup, and the MacBook lineup. At $799, this is the best deal in the MacBook lineup. I can't emphasize that enough. And you might be wondering, who might be buying this? Students, working professionals that just need to do documents, web browsing, emails, social media. You can even photo edit on this. The M1 is perfectly capable of doing that. You don't need the M1 Pro to do that. Now, if you are doing like large video rendering files and graphics, 3D graphics like Blender, then I'd say, yeah, definitely look at the Pro series. But for me, this is perfect. I can edit 4K on this with no problem. I'm happy. Let me know what y'all think. Are you going to go out and buy the new M2 MacBook Pros? Are you going to get the M2 Mini? Or are you just going to wait it out? Keep what you got. Be happy. Let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.